3.
Hi, my name is Eric Torvinen, and I'm a fisheries biologist employed here at Mille Lacs. So each year, the fisheries department generates a harvest report. But I'm not really convinced that anyone else actually reads that harvest report, so we're going to try something a little bit new this year. I'm going to try to keep this concise, easily digestible, straightforward, but still interesting. So this right here is the 2023 Mille Lacs Lake Harvest Report, first ever video edition. We're going to jump right into the numbers. So I really like time series. So with time series, you can see 2023, compare it relative to all the total harvests from previous years. You can see here that 2023 was a great year. We had a big quota, and ultimately band members harvested 6,503 walleye, totaling 13,806 pounds. In addition to that, they harvested 1,831 pounds of northern pike. But really that's best shown here in this graph. You can see from this graph over the last 8 years that walleye harvest, shown in the green line, has been increasing, and that northern pike harvest has been increasing a lot. There's a lot of reasons for that, and I'm not going to get into all those today. So all that harvest data that I presented in the last slide, that was all collected by our full-time creel team shown here in this picture. Now, since every single fish is accounted for, that generates like a ton of noteworthy data. But really, when it comes to fishing, all that band members and harvesters really are interested in is how many and how big those fish were, and whether or not maybe they were male and female. So we covered how many in that last slide, and in this slide here we're going to talk about that other stuff. If you look at this top graph over here with the blue bars are the number of males with length on the x-axis. The yellow bars are the number of females. You can see most of the fish were male, and at the big peak there, the average size fish was right around 17.5 inches. Now I removed the males from the second graph so we could better see the females in the yellow bars and the unknown in the green bars. You can see there was 2 spikes in the female lengths, and I'll get more into that later. But those spikes happen right around 19.5 inches, and then again at 23 inches. So to summarize that all up, all the fish that band members caught this year down at Mille Lacs, 85% of them were male. The average length was 18.5 inches, and the average weight was 2.1 pounds. In short, that's just a really healthy walleye. I am going to hit you with one fishery science slide. You know all those otoliths that we cut out of your fish down there at Mille Lacs and make a big mess? Well, we take those back to the lab, we break them in half, we put them under a microscope, and that allows us to age the fish. They end up looking just like that picture up there on this slide. So after we do that, we found that most of the fish that we caught this year were either born in 2017 or in 2013. You can actually see that right here in this graph of female lengths that I showed you earlier. That first spike is those 2017 year class fish, and the second spike is those 2013 year class fish. Those are just 2 really strong year classes. But this graph here is how I really like to look at it. These are all of the year classes going back like 15 years. This big huge spike here between about 18 and 22 inches, that's those 2017 and 2013 fish. But if you look back a little bit at these kind of turquoise bars and the peach colored bars, that's your 2021 year class and your 2022 year class fish. Those are both relatively strong year classes that are growing right now, and they'll be harvestable in future years. So this information is something I'm really excited about. Across the nation, there has been like a multi-decade decrease in hunting and fishing participation. This is true especially amongst youth. But if you look at this graph here, as the health of the Mille Lacs fishery has improved, as quotas have increased, and as harvests have increased, Fond du Lac band member participation in that subsistence fishery has increased as well. And in 2023, things went really well. We actually had 94 different band members come down to Mille Lacs Lake and get a permit in 2023. For one of the nights, we actually had 44 different individuals get permits to go out and set a net. That day, the weather was like really nice, the landing was packed, all the nets were full of fish, and people were really happy. That's a trend that we really hope to continue in the future. One of the reasons that our participation was so good this year is that Resource Management was able to offer an elder ride program, as well as we had a very successful youth outing down to Mille Lacs in the fall. Those are two programs that we really hope to continue in 2024 and into the future. So, a quick summary to sum all this up, a few talking points. The health of the Mille Lacs fishery is looking really good, and we expect our subsistence harvest to continue looking really good in the future. There may be a slight decline in walleye harvest next year. That's due to that 2013 year class actually getting pretty old. It's being harvested and it's aging out of the fishery. Luckily, we have those 2021 and 2022 year classes growing right now to fill that void. Our participation trends are really encouraging, and that's something that we really want to see in the upcoming years. And I think the best way to do that is to get youth band members out spearing and netting, to bring the kids down to Mille Lacs, to get them outside and to teach them about how they can exercise their treaty rights. So if you have any questions, ideas, or insights that you'd like to share with me about Fond du Lac fisheries, go ahead and shoot me an email at erictorvinen@fdlrez.com. That's all I got for you today. Thanks so much.